So, Travels with Dada here, and today's video is going to be a bit odd. Mostly because I had a bunch of things planned and I forgot to bring my cameras. So, all I had was my cell phone. So, let me tell you what. Then I did some opening sequences in the car and driving into Quartzsite and explaining what was going on, and there was no sound on any of that. So I'm back at the end of the day and I have to record this sort of first part of the video. So if I just gave you what I have, you'd be jumping into the middle of the story and you wouldn't know what's going on. So those of you that do know me and have been watching know I have two good friends, Daryl. Daryl's from West Virginia, and my friend Jim from Canada. They were in a lot of videos with me last year. Jim got married, so he's not around as much anymore. He's not camping here with me. Daryl had some surgery, so he's been up in Lake Havasu renting a house. And so I haven't been able to spend that much time with them, but the three of us spent the day together. And it started off with me driving into town to pick up my new battery for my system, a 300 amp hour lithium battery that was at I needed to pick it up at the mail place. And then I met Jim and Daryl for breakfast. And then from there, we came back here to my camp where Jim helped me install that battery, which should have been a simple job. And I know enough now to know those kinds of jobs are never simple. They're always a hiccup. And then Daryl was here to help my friend Judy, Cheryl, and Barb. You might have known this for Lisa too. I don't think so, not this time, but he was working on Judy's heater system. I think that Cheryl had a bad solar panel, and Barb bought, if you saw in a previous video, we picked up one of those RV locks, the keyless entry RV lock, so we installed that. I had to go into town twice to get supplies for both of them because they do the work. They know what they're doing. I supply emotional support and run into town for things and give them what they need to do what they do really well. Part of the story is that I had two older batteries. One's 4 years old and one's 3 years old, and they're battle-born batteries, really good batteries, but still, I mean, they last 10 years. There's a 10-year guarantee. So one had 6 years left and the other one has 7 years left. And my friend Deborah Dickinson, author Deborah Dickinson, who many of you know, had some really good AGM batteries, but they're about 6 years old and they were giving up the ghost. So I wanted to give those Battleborn batteries to her, and so that's what I can do in the community, because I'm not a mechanical guy or a guy really good with fixing stuff or building stuff. Is I give stuff to people, and that's usually when I can, that's my contribution to community here. But the big part of that was installing those two batteries, and so after we did everything here in camp, we jumped in the car, and both cars, and we went to Tyson Wells, where Deborah is selling her books at the Cellarama. And the first scene that you see here is us showing up at her booth and me kidding with her, saying, who do you love now? Because she's like, I sent her a message that I'm coming with your new batteries, and I had cleaned them up so they looked really good. And she was pretty excited about that. So we did that. There's a clip there. And then I have a couple clips of the install. And then the three of us went to the big tent, and I had a few clips of stuff there. This is recorded after the fact, but God had to do it because you had to have some context for the other things, because the video I did in the car, no sound. I know why, and it's on me. It's my fault. It's because I got this new, I call it a Radiohead, this big screen Android thing, and if if I'm not careful, it'll automatically connect to that. So it won't record audio when I do video. I don't know why. It's just, I have to remember to turn the Bluetooth off and not connect to the radio head when I use the cell phone to record. That wouldn't have been a problem if I'd remembered to bring either one of my other cameras that I use for the vlogs. Anyway, here we are showing up at Deborah's booth. I want you to tell me how much you love me at this moment and how much you love Daryl and Jim. Hi, Bando.
Who brought the guns?
She's got about. She loves it when I catch her eating. It's her favorite thing ever. Oh, I got the DD look. I got the D squared look. Do you guys want to know what that is?
Maybe not.
Oh no! As long as you're not the target.
I've been practicing it for 30 years on
Yeah,
Bob.
yeah, it works pretty good. So you
And
got.
now I'm tangled up on
I got
my
a parking
dog.
spot right next to you,
Oh wow!
and they got a
Come here,
parking
baby.
spot by K&B. So can I have keys? And we will do the install.
Well, I want to go because you got to show.
I wonder.
So we got the tools and we got Jim here looking at the install project, making his decisions, his strategies on how to get those bad boys out. We'll take those and put them in the back of my truck, and I'll take them to the recycling place next week.
Okay.
It's pretty tight in there.
I don't know if that's cut off.
Apparently Daryl number one is just supervising today.
So far, ain't no room for Fat Boy.
Yeah, there's no room for anybody in there. So now I want you all to know, had they followed me, they didn't. They found a different parking space by K&B Tools. But look in front of me. They could have parked right next to me, talking about spread the needle. But they walked over here, and you saw we saw Deborah, and we're over here doing it. And you saw Jim on his hands and knees in there. But and there's another spot over there. So that's really funny. So Jim helped me install my new battery. Daryl helped Barb, and he installed the RV lock that she bought the other day. And then he was continually been helping my friend Judy with a diesel heater that she'd been having trouble with. And then was helping Cheryl with the solar panel that he was troubleshooting. Turns out the solar panel's not good. Something's wrong there. And but what these guys, here's a nutshell. These friends of mine, if you have an issue, the first words out of their mouth is, "You need this shirt? I'll take it off right now." Everybody knows what that means. They don't ask questions. They don't like hem and haw and wonder. They're like, "How can I help?" That's what they do. And that's what, and these ladies that they're helping in camp, they're falling over each other to be there for me and to do things for me when I have my hip surgery. So that's what this, to me, the center, the core of my joy for this lifestyle are being around people like this full time. All right? Which is why I get so upset when people disrespect Quartzsite and talk trash about it. It's just Quartzsite is where I connected to all these people, and where I found my community and my extended family, and it keeps growing year after year after year. I don't, what they do, I'm no good at it. Like I knew I wasn't capable of putting in my new battery, even though I've learned the things that seem simple on the surface, there end up being obstacles that are hard to overcome, and it happened. But Jim knew exactly what to do, said, "Go into town, bring this, say you need this, bring it back." And I just ran into town and do it. So how do I contribute, right? If I can't fix things and install things competently like those two can, so I can when I replace batteries and I'm taking out 2 older batteries to replace it with a new one, and the older batteries have a ton of life left in them, I pass that along to somebody else, right? So in this case, it was to Deborah Dickinson. What does Deborah do? We don't have enough time to talk about what Deborah does. We don't have enough time to talk about what Deborah just does just for me. People ask me, you're a therapist, who do you talk to when you're anxious or depressed or trying to figure things out? My answer is my friend Deborah and Frugal. I mean, Frugal is, I've known Deborah a lot longer, but Frugal, I feel like she understands me. And the ladies that I camp with, Cheryl and Lisa and Barb and Judy, I will walk over shards of glass for them because they're so devoted and loyal to me. If you don't get too caught up, if you're thinking about this lifestyle and how do I stay warm, how do I do solar and stuff, and how much does stuff cost, that's all important, don't get me wrong. But what I'm talking about with these people around me, it's so much bigger than those other issues. It's so much bigger. So like I said, not planning this video, by not having my camera with me, I'm thinking to myself right now, wow, I'm really saying something that's really super important to me about my life and this lifestyle. And I think, I don't know that I've ever really said it like this before. There's a scene in the movie, I think it's The Town, where the Ben Affleck character walks into his friend's house and says something, I'm paraphrasing, I need you to go with me, and we're going to do some bad things, and you can't ever talk about it, or you can't ever talk about it, and that's it. And the guy looks at him and says, whose car are we taking? No questions. You need me? Tell me where and when. When are we leaving? Those are the kinds of friends that no disrespect to the friends that I had prior to retiring. I had good friends, and I'm still friends with a lot of them, but this is somehow fundamentally different. It's friendship and community all rolled up into one. So anyway, I'm going to show you, the next thing I'm going to show you is when the finished install. We'll take a look at that. I know it won't be exciting, but it's exciting for me.
It might be under the hood, I don't know.
There is the install. We got 2 Battleborn batteries in there. Everything's running good. The charge controller has been changed to lithium, and we had 8.9 amps coming in, and we're at 100%. And she's got a hell of a lot less weight in here. Jim says, Deborah, you'll go 10 miles an hour faster. You'll get up over those mountain hills now. So Daryl said, I need a big ass drink. And Jim walks up to this poor lady here and says, do you sell big ass drinks? She said yes. This is the health food station here, you can tell. We got fried eggplant, fried pickles, sausage on a hoagie, chicken tenders, peanut butter and jelly, and deep fried Twinkies.
And $1 for ice.
And $1 for ice. So those of you wondering how I was going to spend money this time in the tent, it is this liquid insoles. And I wouldn't have guessed that I would be interested in. Here, take a look at that. This is for my YouTube channel.
Yeah, there you go.
That I would be interested in something like this. I mean, it's the $50. All of us are buying one, all 3 of us, so it's $40. And I was very dubious. And so Daryl said, put them on and start walking around. And they're not kidding, and it's very difficult to explain. I don't know how to explain it.
Basically, it's filling in the spots as you're walking to complete your foot so it has total support in the places it needs it.
It's like a gel that's moving inside of it, and it's filling those spaces in the arch as you're walking. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'll pay $40 for this. I'm very surprised.
Booth 442A.
Booth 442.
And here's their sign up there.
442A.
Yeah. So all three. Well, Jim's, you buying for yourself and V? All right, here I am, guys, and we finished. I'm sorry I didn't have too much footage at the tent. It's a little awkward or pain in the neck using my phone, and I'm sure the sound was just horrible. I'll do what I can editing on that, but it was so much fun hanging out with my buddies today. And so where I am going right now, I'm going to sneak off to La Paz Medical Center, which I want to make my they're here in Quartzsite. They're open 5 days a week, and they have a really good reputation. They're part of the hospital system that's out of Parker, and I want to sign up to be a patient there and to start getting primary medical care there, since I'm here every winter from November until April. And today is the 23rd of January. In a week and a day, I will have Medicare. Rock on, Medicare. So I have decent insurance. So I got the supplemental plan G and a robust drug plan. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had to fall back and figure out what I was going to do for a video today when I got on the road with these guys and forgot my camera.
Turn left on South Central Boulevard. Turn left at the traffic light.
It wants me to turn left at the traffic light, which I am happy to do. Really good day today. Very good. So that's going to be it for today's video. And because when I make a left here on Central Boulevard, we're going to be in the midst of heavy Quartzsite traffic. So it needs my full attention. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I'm grateful. Thank you. See you tomorrow.